Louise was an artist who worked from her autobiography, but not in an unsophisticated way. Louise would use her life story as the raw material for her work, but it would always be transformed into a symbolic form. And I think that transformation is part of the magic of what makes Louise a great artist. And the show is about this theme of soft landscape, which actually is the title of a piece that Louise made in the late 1960s. And it's not a straightforward narrative. It's more that each grouping of work in each of the four main galleries reflects on a specific motif or a way of working, and then they fit together with each other into an overarching narrative. Louise loved the form of the spiral because it turns in two directions at once. It turns inward, which symbolizes retreat and withdrawal from the world, and it turns outward, which symbolizes the acceptance of life and of what life can be. Many of her pieces have this double aspect where they can be both and. They can be one thing and another thing at the same time. The work Labyrinthine Tower, I mean, even if we think about the title of it, a labyrinth is something that's interior, it's a maze that you have to pass through. And tower is an external form. By fusing the two, it's as if she's taking the inside and putting it on the outside, and it coils around a central axis which is invisible. There are four reliefs that Louise made out of the interior of crates, and the idea was to show them as a body of work together for the first time, and I think they're very beautiful. Louise was captivated by the form of the padding that would protect the sculpture that she used the crate to ship. And she made each into this kind of, into a wall-mounted relief that is organized around an opening. It's interesting to have the chance to see this in relation to another work that's being presented for the second time called Landscape, which is a scratchboard that Louise made through painstakingly removing the paint through long scratch-like lines. That composes a much more, I think, tranquil and ethereal image, but one that's also, again, feels like an isolated landscape. We're showing for the first time the Fountain Mamelles, which is a bronze fountain piece. It consists of a single frieze of multiple breast-like forms. 5 of the nipples of the breast are mid-water that is collected in a basin below the work. By having 5 nipples spill water into the basin, she is speaking about the family and family relationships. It's an architectural work in one level because it's mounted to the wall, and so it inevitably invokes the architecture of the room in which it's situated. Louise created it in 2005, but until now we've never had the right opportunity to present it. Louise first went into psychoanalysis in 1951 at the end of the year, and the proximate cause was the death of her father earlier that year, which had plunged Louise in a deep depression. She was trying to reconcile the roles of being a wife and a mother to 3 sons, to be a good daughter to her father, and at the same time pursue her ambitions for herself as an artist. The layers communicate this sense of interiority and introspection corresponding to the analytic process. The word layer suggests an animal nest or some place to hide, a home that's been built, a place to retreat to. There's a sense of the human body, but in its abstracted forms of internal organs. There is an intensely visceral charge to a lot of them. It's as if the psychological pressure that built up within her was so great that it forced her to become ever more inventive and resourceful. Louise felt that she was under this almost existential compulsion to tell the story of her life. And we live in an age of social media, of garrulousness, of people curating images or ideal versions of themselves for consumption online. And I think in a strange way, that confessional aspect of Louise, far from being a sort of a relic or like a sort of romantic conception of the artist from the 19th or 20th century, actually makes her extremely contemporary.